To some people, Rudy Gobert may have stolen 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards from Anthony Davis. You could say that it's a little bit personal between these two. This rivalry led to one of the most intense and controversial games of the entire year. Now, right off the jump, we see why the Minnesota Timberwolves are first in the league in half-court defense. Look at Anthony Edwards applying ball pressure. Mike Conley gets screened, but just squeezes through to blow up that initial action. Notice the sneaky details here. When Edwards realizes that this is a set action, he throws his arms up, just in case he needs to help Mike Conley. Now the Lakers get into a high pick and roll. McDaniels does an insane job at getting skinny and fighting over the top. LeBron still has the slight step, so Rudy steps in, takes an elbow to the face, and then gets the block. Then McDaniels flies in for the double block, and you wouldn't even know that Rudy actually got smacked, as he is already back in the play leading the fast break, and he throws the pass awkwardly low and behind, but is probably actually low-key happy to pad some stats for this game against Anthony Davis. This game means just as much to AD, and you could feel it. On his first post-up, Rudy has his hands all over his hip, and look at the shot to Rudy's chest to create some space. That would actually probably legit send me to the hospital. Then right after that, Anthony Davis has it on the wing. Beautiful back cut by LeBron, but it is actually the hand by Rudy that keeps this pass from happening. Then AD goes to work, and Gobert does something that only the most elite of defenders do. Watch carefully, because AD is going to try and push off again. Rudy puts his shoulders out and pulls his midsection back, which actually pulls the chair out from AD, and he gets the turnover. Then drops a no-look dime back to the Lakers. Davis hits the and one, and I can confirm that Chris Finch was not really excited. The Timberwolves just do so much right on defense. Once again, Jaden McDaniels fighting over the top, funneling to Rudy. Look at each of the Minnesota Timberwolves here, with their knees bent and inside of the gaps, making the court feel way smaller for the Lakers. Karl-Anthony Towns rotates down to the paint, especially because he is guarding non-shooter Jarred Vanderbilt. Rudy also knows that he cannot overplay this empty set pick and roll versus AD, or it's an easy lob if he overcommits. Rather, he just sticks his hand out horizontally to disrupt the gather, and the Twin Towers do their thing. The Lakers defense is locked in as well. Anthony Davis has a tremendous feel for the game. Look how he reads the play and gets his hand low to steal that pocket pass. And AD in transition, I would rank this as a much gooder option than Rudy.
Up ahead, Cam Reddish, the throwdown.
Now, Anthony Davis is definitely more of a complete player. Just look at how he can move at 6 foot 10 inches. AD gave the Lakers 21 and 10 in the first half alone in this game. Early on, the Wolves were actually down 17-6, and there were multiple things I noticed that they do at an elite level. Look at this dude, Anthony Edwards, getting trapped. Blows by with insane speed. LeBron with the perfect rotation down, but Ant is able to slow himself down using that Euro step, and oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. The T-Wolves would tie the game back up, and Rudy Gobert would head to the bench, and this is where you can see the impact that he has on the floor. Here he sees Ant mismatched against AD. I love how Cat then yells here, and they execute a perfect scram switch. But then he looks like he is trying to do his own version of 2-foot high jump and takes himself completely out of the play. Ugh. What's interesting is Rudy's work won't always show up on the stat sheet, but as I mentioned earlier, it's all about the sneaky details that go unnoticed, and that's what makes him truly special. Like here, with LeBron on him, he sets a flare screen on the wing. The screen is so big, Reeves has to spin off, and LeBron thinks that he actually needs to help on the perimeter. Rudy rim runs, which forces the Woods rotation. Great effort gets his offense a great look. Or how about here? Ant takes a quick shot, but Rudy doesn't hang his head. He sprints back on defense, keeping up somehow with Jarred Vanderbilt of all people, which as you can see prevents the layup, but it also allows a rotation out to the shooter. Now, the one place his efforts actually showed up on some paper was in the plus minus, as no one could even touch his numbers, finishing with plus 19. Look at him work here. Sets one screen, then sets another screen. Rim runs, then he has a huge seal on the inside, but he doesn't get past two. Once again, doesn't hang his head and pout, but instead decides to hold his seal so Naz Reid can have a wide open dunk. The Lakers would actually miss 9 straight shots, and this is one of the nicest communications defensively I have ever seen in the NBA. Most NBA teams would triple switch this action, causing an insane amount of mismatches. Now watch how Gobert doesn't switch onto Reeves with this first initial action. The Lakers then get into their secondary screening action, but the T-Wolves only switch guard to guard. Gobert manages to stay directly connected to AD. The Lakers' play is completely blown up. Time is ticking down with literally no offensive advantage at this point. Rudy is so low and engaged here, and he thankfully doesn't do that cat high jump move before tipping the board to his team. Then the next trip down, the Wolves would run the exact same play. They get a switch out of it where the big Anthony Davis has to now guard Edwards. Ant blows by. Austin Reeves doesn't even try to box out Rudy, who gets rewarded with 2 free points. As the game continued, things got a little bit heated on a Rudy box out. I love it. Now back on offense, the T-Wolves can be really bad at finding Rudy when he's wide open. Look at this possession here. Massive advantage on the high pick and roll. Now this should be a routine pass and probably a dunk, but that doesn't happen. Then look at McDaniels as he attacks the rim and he takes 2 defenders with him. He straight up looks at Rudy standing underneath the rim and then flings it outside, but more on that soon. Now, I understand that Rudy isn't great on offense, but AD definitely makes more mistakes on defense in comparison, and some of them are just super basic things like this. I get the Lakers are switching screens here, but you gotta use some common sense. Freeze it. Now AD is guarding the guy who never gets past the ball. What do you guys think he should do here? Yeah, go down and help. Instead, Rudy tries to slow dance with LeBron, and AD thinks that should warrant a switch. Let's see how that worked out.
And he can't guard. Edwards.
And the fans are going in. Okay, yeah, the ending was one you'll probably never forget.
Matched up with Davis. Oh, crossover. Pull up. Cooked him in 4K. Oh, my. Stare Davis down.
Then we get Conley shooting what we thought would be the dagger.
All day.
And nearly celebrating like Pat Bev was back in the building. And then 39-year-old birthday boy got to work. That's a 3-point play. Then Jaden McDaniels said something naughty, make that a 4-point play. And then this might be the reason why the Wolves don't like to pass Rudy the ball as he slams into Austin Reeves.
Gobert down the lane, left it for Anderson. Kick out, Conley again, short, rebound. Davis quickly ahead, LeBron for 3, got it. No, they're calling it a 2. It's a 2, they will review it.
All right, thanks for watching, guys.